Hi, I'm Mike from the YMCA. Today we're going to be doing a lower body routine, about 5 exercises, 3 sets, 10 repetitions each. This is great for anybody, but also for if you're middle-aged, worried about losing some muscle mass and your strength, this is a great way to do it. A lot of the resistance training benefits we see are from working the bigger muscles, and no better place to look than in our lower half. So let's get started. The first exercise we're going to be doing is called a goblet squat. You can use something like a kettlebell or a dumbbell flipped on its side. So it's really important before we get underneath that bar on a back squat that we get the proper form and our technique down with this goblet squat, holding a little bit of weight in front of us. So the first thing I want you to do is you're going to spread your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. It's okay to point your toes out just a little bit. We just want to make sure our knees go in the same direction. So we're going to hold the kettlebell right in front like this. We're going to sit down and back. So the first movement, sticking your backside back, squatting right down. If you're comfortable to do so, go down to about a 90-degree angle with your upper thigh, and then coming back up and clenching your muscles in your backside. So again, holding this kettlebell right by your chin, sitting right back, maintaining a flat back, and breathing out, tightening the backside. The next exercise we'll be doing is going to be working our posterior chain, or the muscles in the backside of our body. So primarily our glutes, our hamstrings, our lower back, and even between our shoulder blades. So great for promoting good posture. So this is a hip hinge, or a suitcase deadlift. And you'll see why we call it that in a second. So again, before we grab a barbell and doing a deadlift through a barbell, we want to make sure we have proper form by holding weight on either side of our body. So we're going to start picking them up properly. Feet are going to be pointed straight ahead, a little bit closer than you would on that squat, right underneath our hips. We're going to be sitting our backside back. Really feel a little bit of a stretch in your glutes and in your hamstrings, and maintaining a neutral spine. As we come back up, breathing out and tightening our core. Us tightening our core is really going to protect our spine and our lower back, so it's very important that we clench our abdominals and tighten our core to protect that. So again, hips way back, maintaining a neutral spine in our back, then our neck, and coming through, and again clenching our backside as we finish. That is the suitcase deadlift. So the next exercise is a reverse lunge. So you don't have enough space to do a walking lunge. This is a great way to get some of that similar muscles being worked on the reverse lunge. So you can either use it just your body weight, or you can hold weight in each hand. I'm going to use kettlebells here. This is commonly done. There are some mistakes that are commonly made when doing this lunge. I want to make sure that we keep an eye out for proper form. So when we're doing this, we're going to start with our feet together. Good posture, like always, while we're doing these exercises. We're going to step back and make sure that our hips are forward. So a lot of times we tend to arch our lower back while we're doing this lunge and scoop up into the next step. I want to make sure that we drop down. Knee is over top of our ankle, and we're actually tightening our abdominals, keeping our hips forward, and pulling ourselves back up using the middle of our front foot. Again, step back, drop, pulling ourselves back up, maintaining that nice tall posture and a nice straight spine. A lot of times when we do our exercise routine, we forget to get that lateral movement. We tend to be forward and back. So this exercise is called the lateral lunge. What we're going to be working our lower body again, but we're going to work in these muscles in our glute and in our hips, as well as some in our quadriceps as well. So what we're doing, we're going to step out to the side and focus on one side at a time. You can alternate if you want, but we're going to focus on one side at a time. So we're going to drop down. We're maintaining a straight leg, our toes pointed straight ahead on this one side, and we're going to sit right back as if we're sitting down in a chair that's a little bit to the side of us. Sitting right down, maintaining a flat back and neck, breathing out and coming right back up. Again, making sure that this knee isn't diving forward or diving too far in. We want to make sure that our hips stay back. That's going to help protect our knees and strengthen our muscles around it. Once you're done with that, you can move right to the other side to complete that exercise. This is the last of the 5 exercises we're going to be doing today. If you want to add on a smaller muscle group at the end, like your calf extensions, feel free to do so. But we're going to finish up with this here. So this is called the Glute Bridge. We're going to work on the muscles in our backside here. So we're going to be laying right on our backs, feet out in front of us. Your shoulders nice and flat on the ground. We're going to try eliminating that space underneath our lower back, the small of our back. So we're going to do so by tightening our abdominals, okay, and tilting that pelvis back. This is important to make sure that when we are doing our extension, that we're not feeling it in our lower back, but instead our primary hip extensors, which is our gluteus maximus. So we're going to be, again, tighten our abdominals, eliminating that space in our lower back, and then extending up, clenching our muscles in our backside, and dropping back down. It's good to do this each time if you can, to tilt and then extend. It's not about how far you go, because I can go further than what I've been, but then I'm going to be feeling it in my lower back. But instead, it's how far you can go with proper posture and that proper pelvic tilt as you're doing the exercise. So you can squeeze at the top for a couple seconds, drop back down, and go right back into it. So we're not hanging out at the bottom for too long, and we're keeping that time under tension with our muscles. I hope you enjoyed those 5 exercises to help get your lower body resistance training into your routine. If you are looking to take the next step, add a little bit of weight, feel free. Our YMCA and our staff are a great resource to help you out and help guide you to that proper form while making that transition. But thank you for tuning in, and see you soon.